What up, WeHo? It's the holiday season in West Hollywood, so we're serving up some fierce ho ho ho. And for once, we're not talking about the dance floor at the Abbey. Welcome to WeHoTV News. Happy December, West Hollywood. I'm your host, Mike Siriaco, and I'm bringing you everything you need to know about WeHo. A lot has happened since our last episode in November, so let's bring you up to speed with the WeHo wind-up. Let's put 30 seconds on the clock. Donald Trump has been busy banding together the most sinister supervillains from across the galaxy to form the Legion of Doom. I mean, his presidential cabinet. The Grim Reaper has been busy this month, claiming the lives of sitcom legends Florence Henderson, Alan Thicke, and Zsa Zsa Gabor. But don't fear, Betty White has been relocated to a bunker and will be under 24-hour surveillance until the end of the year. And the Material Girl is named Woman of the Year at the Billboard Women in Music Awards. During her acceptance speech, Madonna delivered a stunning blow towards the cause of feminism.
I always feel better with something hard between my legs.
Or against feminism? Honestly, I can never tell with that one anymore. The holiday season is here, but you better put down that Christmas cookie, because you still need to squeeze into your news briefs. On December 6th, Outfest teamed up with West Hollywood's WeHo Arts to present A Movie Little Christmas in Tinseltown 3 at the West Hollywood Library, where radio host Frank DeCaro and film critic Alonso Duralde screened clips from their favorite Christmas movies and TV specials. As a gay man, I've always felt a connection to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the story of a flamboyantly different child whose parents want him to tone it down, but he grows up to discover that his uniqueness makes him a hero. Personally, I'm looking forward to the reboot of Rudolph, starring the Real O'Neal's Noah Galvin. You're right, Dan Savage, it does get merrier. Continuing with the holidays, the 26th annual West Hollywood Toy and Food Drive has been collecting donations for local underprivileged families, with collection bins located at West Hollywood City Hall and Sheriff Station. If you're looking for gift ideas, this year's most popular toy is Hatchimals, adorable stuffed animal hybrids that hatch from an egg. Now, I understand these toys are hard to find, but whatever you do not give kids a homemade Hatchimal. Ooh, sorry, Monkey Pig. Oh, and speaking of kids, on December 18th, WeHo Arts presented Puppet Theater on Wheels' The New Year's Adventures of Goldilocks and the Three Bears at Plummer Park. The sequel to the classic fairy tale was performed in both English and Russian. I would like to point out that this show shouldn't be confused with the Silver Lake version of the Three Bears. Trust me, that story is not family friendly. For grown-up New Year's fun, hit up Boom, the city's premier alcohol and drug-free New Year's Eve event, hosted at West Hollywood Park Auditorium. Sponsored by the City of West Hollywood, the Institute for Public Strategies, the Los Angeles LGBT Center, the Tweakers Project, and the West Hollywood Recovery Center, this year's theme is superheroes, so come decked out as your favorite hero or villain. Want to see my costume? I've decided to dress up as the most repulsive supervillain my generation has ever seen. That's right, I'm going as Jabba the Hutt. Isn't the resemblance uncanny? Now, my little toy soldiers, you have full permission to go commando because we're done with your news briefs. The population of West Hollywood comes in all shapes and sizes. Gay, straight, furry, smooth, and even famous. On December 5th, the West Hollywood City Council meeting was graced with a very special guest.
Marissa Tomei, I'm a 10-year resident of West Hollywood.
That's right! Academy Award winner Marissa Tomei is a proud resident of WeHo. As an extra special treat, Ms. Tomei will be joining us today to dish on our favorite city. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the studio my new best friend, Marissa Tomei.
Thank you so much.
Welcome, Marissa. Can we get you anything?
Did you have anything for my nerves? Seconal, Demerol, Tuinol, Percocet?
Sorry, boo. We're fresh out. Now, I hear you think West Hollywood is a great place to live. Is that your opinion?
It's a fact.
As someone who's resided in WeHo over the last decade, is there anything you'd like to say to our city?
You're so sensitive. You're so aware of my feelings. You're so tuned in.
Aw, that's sweet. Anything else?
Have I told you how much I love you today?
All right, back at you, beautiful. Thank you so much for chatting with us today. Oh, what do you think of the new and improved WeHoTV News? Did you see last month's episode?
It lived up to all the hype.
Marissa, you are a national treasure. Let's hear it from my new best friend, Marissa Tomei. What up, world? So, back on December 19th, Donald Trump won enough electoral votes to secure him as America's next president. Do you know what that means?
Tell us in nerd talk.
Gladly.
He's beaten us. That's what's happening.
That's right. We will soon be ruled by a bloviating narcissist who mocks the disabled and wants a mass deportation of immigrants, along with this sycophant who thinks LGBT teenagers can be cured through electrocution. Fortunately, we have heroes willing to stand up to these threats, evidenced by December 5th's West Hollywood City Council meeting, where our local leaders had some choice words for Trump and his administration.
We are a sanctuary city, that we will not participate with the federal government in rounding up of immigrants or deporting them or trying to exclude them from this country.
For those of you who overslept through Poli-Sci 101, a sanctuary city is a city that protects undocumented immigrants by not prosecuting them solely for violating federal immigration laws. Other sanctuary cities include New York, Portland, San Francisco, and Washington, D.C., just to name a few. West Hollywood's leaders are prepared to fight for not just its immigrants, which, according to a poll released this month, makes up 26% of our city's population, but also the LGBT community, women, and minorities, as well as medical and housing rights.
I'm trying really hard to focus on the words of our First Lady. When they go low, we go high.
We will continue to do what we do best.
Our preliminary response to the incoming administration, it reaffirms the city's core values of inclusion, respect, and diversity.
I would like to ask my colleagues if they would consider 5 days of same-sex weddings the week prior to inauguration and get them in.
To put it in geek speak, WeHo is like the unconquerable kingdom of Dorne. While Trump is up in his tower nursing his tragic haircut, planning his wall to keep out the quote-unquote violent immigrants, and his skinhead followers commit hate crimes across the country, West Hollywood offers a sunny, progressive oasis where we enthusiastically embrace our LGBT and Latino community members. And if Trump and his people come for us, we will fight him with everything we have, because if we don't, this may happen. And now you know what you need to know about WeHo. It's the holiday season, and not to get too religious, but I'd like to remind our viewers that the true meaning of Christmas is the birth of our Lord and Savior, Santa Claus. And of course on Hanukkah, we light 8 candles to honor Santa's 8 magical reindeers. For more on West Hollywood's holiday traditions, we go now to WeHoTV News' very own Christmas angel, Asher Rodriguez.
Here in West Hollywood, giving back is part of our DNA, from working to combat HIV and AIDS to supporting our local performance artists. And this December is no different. Every holiday season, we partner with the West Hollywood Sheriff Station with the goal of providing meals and gifts to local families in need. And thanks to our fabulous local businesses and WeHoans, we've been able to provide hundreds of families with a holiday meal and toys for over 26 years. But giving shouldn't stop just because the holidays are over. In January, we're launching our 5th annual clothing drive for the Los Angeles LGBT Center's Youth Center. The center offers homeless and formerly homeless LGBT youth a safe space, education, and employment opportunities. Many of these young people don't have access to clothing for winter weather or job interviews, and that's where you come in. Collection bins will be in the first floor lobby at West Hollywood City Hall from January 3rd through 31st. For more info, visit weho.org/wehocares. Back to you, Mike.
Thanks, Asher. As you can see, celebrating the holidays in West Hollywood can be a lot of fun. But our vibrant nightlife mixed with SoCal's innate car culture makes the city vulnerable to potential drunk driving accidents. That's why on December 18th, the city of West Hollywood kicked off its Don't Drink and Drive campaign by distributing customized coasters to local bars with printed messages reminding patrons not to drink, as well as handy info like numbers for taxis and the website for the free WeHo pickup. Continuing with this theme of holiday safety, we've invited some special guests to go over some do's and don'ts of drinking and driving. Please welcome to the studio, Santa Claus and his best frenemy, the Grinch.
Ho, ho, ho! Thank you for having us, Michael. I know someone who has just earned a spot on my nice list.
Well, nose alert. Now hurry up, Fatso. Let's get this over with. My balcony isn't going to pop its shelf.
Oh, Santa says, have a plan. Social gatherings are more jolly and merry with other people. So, take turns being the designated driver among your group of friends.
The Grinch says friends are just for social media cheermongers and boring sitcoms. If you want to know who was a cool owner, just look at James Dean. He never had a dingle-dangle designated driver. And he turned out just fine.
Oh, no. Santa says if you've had too much figgy pudding, just use a rideshare app such as Uber or Lyft.
Grinch says if you really want a pink mustache so badly, just wait for Kirby to hit puberty. I'm not wasting my hard-earned, stolen money on stupid ride-sharing applications.
If you and your friends are low on money, just find your friends over at WeHo Pickup. Not only is it free, it's a great way to meet your jolly neighbors. Oh.
But why does no one ever want to sit with me?
Oh, good old Grinch. You can always sit with your friend, jolly old Saint Nick. Just not on my lap. I heard about the back knee. Have a safe and happy holiday, WeHo.
I hate you all.
While the holidays are primarily about having fun with your friends and family, we can't forget that some of our beloved community members are no longer with us to celebrate the season. For more on this, we go to Asher Rodriguez.
The annual Candlelight March offers community members an opportunity to reflect on the progress that's been made, raise awareness, and pay tribute to those who have lost their lives to HIV and AIDS.
There are plaques commemorating many of our friends and brothers and sisters who have passed away. And so we take a moment to remember them, and we take a moment to thank them for the courage that they had to provide us with the life we have today.
World AIDS Day started nearly 30 years ago at a time when there were still so many unknowns surrounding the HIV virus. And nowhere was this more felt than in West Hollywood.
West Hollywood was the hardest hit community in all of Southern California. We lost 10,000, mostly gay and bisexual men, from 1980 until 1995. That's 10,000 in a small town of 35,000. It was like a bomb dropping on the city. Everybody knew somebody or many people who died. And so West Hollywood was hit especially hard at the same time we were forming a city.
It was devastating. It was really, really devastating. There were beautiful men and women walking down the street healthy one day, and then in a week they were gone.
Throughout the years, the conversation around HIV and AIDS has changed, and thanks to early detection and pre-exposure prophylaxis, also known as PrEP, people are living longer and healthier lives. However, the fight still wages on.
I am still the face of HIV, urban, white, affluent. So all the research and all the money came over to our side, and the people of color are the ones that are absolutely falling through the cracks, and that's a crime.
Here in West Hollywood, we understand the importance of community in the face of crisis. The annual Candlelight March allows us the chance to shine a light on HIV and AIDS and continue the fight for zero transmission.
Events like this one are so important for a new generation to be connected to the movement, to understand our history, to know where we came from, what we can do to support those who came in the movement before us, and to make sure that we carry on the legacy not only of their hard work, but of all that they've accomplished and all that we can do when we come together as a community.
For information on HIV and AIDS resources, go to our website at weho.org/social services. Reporting from Matthew Shepard Memorial, I'm Asher Rodriguez for WeHoTV News.
You may recognize this month's guest from his appearances on At Midnight, E-Television, and if you live in West Hollywood, probably Grindr. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our show, Justin Martindale.
Yay.
Thank you for doing the show.
Of course.
All right, so I've actually known this boy for about a decade now.
It's probably been 10 years.
Yeah, you were doing Groundlings when I was doing Second City.
Yeah.
We both lived in town for a while.
Yep.
So, what is your favorite part about living in West Hollywood?
Probably like the sense of community.
Okay.
Like I feel like it's a good place to grow and develop and be an artist and be a person.
No, I see that.
Without judgment or like, you know.
Now, I know part of me being a person in West Hollywood, I dated a lot over the last 10 years, and a lot of them were crazies.
Yeah.
What was your craziest, like, WeHo dating story?
There was a guy who was wearing a cowboy hat. It was like my first Pride in West Hollywood. And there was a guy wearing a cowboy hat. He was a bartender. I passed out on a stack of hay, like you do at a bar.
Classy, because you're a lady.
Yeah, and I woke up with money all around me because people thought I was like an artistic designer.
Like it was a performance
thing? They're like, oh, what a
You're so
beautiful...
avant-garde.
And I woke up and I had money all around me on a stack of hay. And then I was walking home, or stumbling home, and this black pickup truck pulls up right next to me. And this guy's like, get in. And I'm like, okay.
Yes,
And it was when the Brokeback Mountain remix, Wings. Remember Wings? Yes, that hit. And he drove me home and pulls up in front of my apartment. And I, being the Southern lady that I am, was like, hey, do you want to come upstairs for some coffee? No one says that at 4 in the morning. And came upstairs, and then we messed around or whatever. And then I didn't realize that the magazine that he was on the cover of was underneath my bed. And the next morning he was like, oh, I can't find my socks. I think they may be under your bed. I was like, no, look under the bed. Like, just let me have my fantasy, please. Yes, and yeah, he was the cover model for that magazine at the time.
Hot. Now, one of the venues that you perform at is the Comedy Store that is in West Hollywood. Why do you feel it's such an ideal venue for LGBT comics?
It's a family. You get everybody from every walk of life. I couldn't be more proud to call that place my own. There's no stigma, there's no labels. It's just a cool, crazy Sunset Strip family. Just who gives a
what would you say is the funniest thing you've ever seen at the Comedy Store?
I had a homeless woman come into the original room when I was on stage and just yell at me. And she was like, you're not Richard Pryor. And I was like, what?
Well, she was correct.
She was correct.
In her defense, she didn't lie.
Here's my favorite. My favorite moment was when I was on stage, I'm doing my set, and I look into the corner of the shadows, the darkness, if you will, and I looked at this woman and I go, are you Macy Gray? And she was like, yeah! And I was like, stop everything. And I immediately started singing I Try. And we all did this whole, and I sang I Try. And it just made my heart bleed a little bit. It was great.
It's adorable. Your heart grew 3 sizes larger.
Yes, it was that was my best moment.
Before we go, where can we see you in 2017?
Oh God, hopefully not in a box on Sunset. On social media, I'm at Just Martindale on Twitter, Justin Martindale on Instagram, and Justin Martindale on Facebook.
Thank you, Justin Martindale.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
That's our show this month. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us at WeHo City for all the WeHo news you need to know. Keep it cute, WeHo.